have you enjoyed it so far?
Oh, it's fantastic, unreal, breathtaking. What we've seen is something that you wouldn't even imagine. You can't imagine what we've seen at this few days and how jam-packed it's been. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Has there been one thing that's stood out for you so far?
I'd probably say the hospitality of the country, the culture that we've seen, and then definitely we went last night to a very posh restaurant on the river, seeing the sun setting along with my wife, which is something that we've probably never seen in his life. To be around other installers, other friends, and in a place that food, drinks and hospitality was just impeccable, fantastic.
And how long have you been fitting glowworm boilers?
Roughly around 6 to 7 years, and then previously years ago we were fitting glowworms when I was contracting for another contractor, so quite a while.
And what makes Glowworm your preferred brand?
It's the way that the company work with us. They bring you in, they make you feel like a family, and they'll look after you. If I need any support, it's only a phone call away, and look at what they give us as a reward for fitting their boilers. You can't say any much more than getting to a country like this with what we do and how they look after us. There's nobody else I've ever been looked after as much in my life.
And are you hopeful of fitting enough to get on the trip next year?
Oh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It might be a little bit harder, but yes, I'm going to push 100% to get there next year.
Okay, so I'm here at the iconic Caravel Hotel in Saigon with Spencer Clark, Commercial Director for Glowworm. Spencer, I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions about the mystery trip. So first up, there hasn't been a mystery trip since 2007. What made you decide to bring it back?
Well, there's several reasons for that. Firstly, as you said, the mystery trip was such a fantastic event in the history of Glowworm. We've had some, shall we say, issues with the brand that was our fault, was nobody else's fault over the years. And as we started to rebuild the brand 3 years ago, by bringing more people into the business and making sure we had the right people in the business and making sure we represented the right sectors, it was a very simple decision. Lots of people started to talk about how great the mystery trip was in the past. Lots of people were actually telling us that their memories of the mystery trip, and we thought, well, actually, this is a little sub-brand in itself here. We should really bring it back. So we had a chat with Klaus, explained what we wanted to do, myself and Alice, and Klaus was behind us, and here we are in Saigon. So I think you'll agree, it's an amazing venue with some amazing people. It's a fantastic country.
Yeah, it's been a genuine once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I think, for all the installers that are here. What made you choose Vietnam?
Vietnam as a country was quite an easy decision. We had several opportunities for different countries around the world. As I mentioned earlier on very briefly, we've got two distinct parts of Glowworm. We've got the historical Glowworm and the Glowworm going forward. And the Glowworm going forward is this energetic, enthusiastic, young brand. The Glowworm of the past was a fantastic brand, but we've had to leave that behind. And Vietnam, or Saigon in particular, represents those two things very clearly. There's a lot of the past. I mean, as you mentioned, we're here in the historic Caravel Hotel, which is the iconic hotel in Saigon. And within 200 yards, you've got the Sky Deck, which is a 42-story skyscraper overlooking the whole of Saigon, which absolutely represents the old and new, which is what we'd like to represent in the mystery tours. The Glowworm Old and the Glowworm New. Both are fantastic, and both need to be recognised.
And I do have a quick question about next year's mystery trip. I know you're not going to tell me the destination,
The answer
because
is yes.
It's not been revealed yet. But where are you going next year?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Have you been enjoying it so far?
It's been pretty damn special. It's far outweighed anything that I expected. You think when you're going to be taken somewhere, they're going to look after you. But I think this time they've gone above and beyond all expectations. I think everybody who I've talked to who's out here said the exact same. It's an absolutely fantastic place, and some of the trips that they have taken us on, the one that'll stand in my mind, and it's one of the most simple ones, was just the boat trip up the Saigon River, and just seeing a completely different way of life and almost a different era. So yeah, many thanks and much appreciation to Glowworm for putting this on for us, and fit more glowworms.
Share my views and this